Bom dia. Thank you all for coming. So, we're here at the chapel. We try to do as many resiliency events as we can because we think mental health is something that's very important. That's why we invited Sensei Vinicio to come here. He's one of the most unique individuals I've met. I've never met anyone with this kind of discipline. He doesn't say one thing and do a different thing. He does what he preaches. And so I hope you guys enjoyed the lecture. It is a pleasure to have him here speak for the U.S. Air Force. Okay? And all of us.
Thank you so much. Oh. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. So, I don't introduce myself. He already did. So, black belt mind. You probably ask yourself, what is that? Huh? I can assure you, it has nothing to do with a black piece of cloth wrapped around your head, okay? Nothing to do. Black belt mind is a concept. It's an understanding that I have over than 4 years deeply involved in the martial arts world, okay? It's a way of thinking. Let me put this in the context, okay, first. First, we have to understand what are martial arts into the modern world. If you take a quick look into Olympic Games or some TV show like UFC, the Ultimate Fighting Championship, you probably will think that martial arts is all about two guys hitting each other. That's it. You learn how to kick somebody's ass. That's it, okay? That's why people related martial arts to violence, okay? But I can assure you, the Asian masters, they think another order, a different thing for us, okay? So I will put this in a context. Since from beginning, okay? The Asian monks, they pass years, centuries, millenniums perhaps, just meditating, trying to understand life's meaning. They searching for the meaning of life deeply, deeply. And you know what? They found it, okay? It's about no resistance. Do not create any kind, ever, any kind of internal or external resistance against nothing. It's about the full acceptance of everything that the universe sent to us. Just accept and try to figure out how the best way to deal with. And using this universe gift, if I may say, to become a better version. Because it's always lessons we're gonna learn through this universe gifts. There's the purpose, okay? But after all those years just meditating, they've got a problem. They start to weaken their bodies. They really become skinny guys and weak guys, and they become an easy target for other people. So they were attacked many times, okay? And they also understood that in the search for a completely life, a full life, the body is an important pillar in supporting this. If you have a weak body, a sick body, you can be happy. You can be fully happy. You can feel the world as you should be, okay? As you should feel. So they start to create movements. They start to create movements. And those movements has the function of, at the same time, strengthen their bodies, bring to them this health, the body health, okay? But also being useful as a self-defense system because they were attacked. But the most impressive aspect of those movements, they must to have inside of, in the core of this movement, their philosophy, non-resistance. They must to learn how to accept the energy of their attackers and give that energy back. It's a good system, good idea. If you already do jiu-jitsu once in your life, you're going to understand what I'm talking about. You literally use the energy of your attacker against him, okay? But the combat art, okay, the war, it's very, present in in that time. And those guys, the samurais, they took the combat art to another level. They bring some excellence to the fight. But also, they put inside, in the core of martial arts, that is not that name at this time, okay? It's Bujutsu, the art of the warriors. Martial arts is a modern term, okay? They put a code. In this code, they talk about the human behavior, how you drive your life to have a complete life as a human being, in the physical terms, in the mental terms. It's a kind of behavioral compass to drive us, our actions, okay? To how to become better version of ourselves. They try to teach us. They train in this a lot. Not just fighting skills, but they have to train as human being, okay? So, let me check my notes. So, to having a black belt mind is way more than just know how to fight, okay? It's about to have courage, but the ultimate courage, not the courage only to face enemies or challenges. The courage to change yourself. This is the ultimate courage, okay? People sometimes waste the entire life in bad jobs, bad relationships. That's why they are afraid of changing. That's the ultimate courage. Understand yourself to have the courage to change, honor, to sustain your word, your principles, no matter what. No matter what, okay? Commitment to start things, and discipline to keep going, to never stop. Respect with anyone, but especially with yourself. Respect yourself. And kindness, to have the wish to contribute to the world, to contribute to the others, to serve better, okay? So a time has come when fighting for their lives, for the property, the family, should be no longer necessary. As a civilized beings, we have the government, we have the force, the police force, to ensure our rights. So the idea of physically attacking another human being becomes something unthinkable. So they forbid Bujutsu, martial arts, fight, training. It's totally forbidden, totally forbidden. At this time, at this point, martial arts is something, unthinkable. Hey, we don't need that, okay? I'm talking about the Bushido. That's the structure of Bushido, strength of character, courage, kindness, everything that I said. But those guys, at this point, when martial arts are forbidden, those guys got together and they decide, hey, and this is a modern masters, okay? I'm talking about 100 years ago, 110, 20 years ago. So modern guys, it's not about millennials like people used to say. They got together and decided to create a system to help people, to bring to normal people like me, like, a few of you, what only soldiers knew. How to have a different behavior with honor, with loyalty, okay? Putting effort in everything that they do, every day, every single day, with discipline. Knowing that only through the discipline you can reach the real freedom. Without discipline, you have nothing. People used to say that discipline is a kind of prison. No, it's the key to the mastery. Discipline leads you to have a completely life, okay? So they understand that. They understood that, and they got together and create that system that they call martial arts. And believe me when I say, in this system, the last important thing is fight. To fight is just a tool. It's just a tool to teach us, normal people, regular people, how to strive under pressure. How to understand that pressure could be a better thing in your life, the best thing in your life. Why? Because the most of us, we just hate pressure. We don't like to deal with pressure because we don't understand pressure. Let's think like this. If you put pressure on the air becomes water. If you put pressure on the water becomes steam. And that's a good one. If you put pressure on a coal, it comes into a diamond. So what pressure means? Pressure means transformation. You can transform, you can change yourself through the pressure if you know how to use it. In martial arts, you learn since from beginning, this is me, beating up people. But no, I don't talk about this yet. Okay, we learn how to use first a body pressure, okay? We use pressure inside our bodies. We use the breath, we use our muscles to create inside-out pressure to increase, to strengthen our strikes, okay? And we use the same kind of pressure to increase our resistance when we hit. We know how to deal with it. And we use the same pressure to deal with the pressure that the outside world will put on us. So we start to learn since from beginning how to use pressure to increase ourselves, to become better versions of ourselves, okay? That's the point of martial arts. And before I was able to understand this, I was a regular guy who know how to beat people, you know? Oh, I'm just that's me in that moment, okay? A few years ago, just beating up people, okay? But nowadays, over more than 40 years, deeply inside of the martial arts, I've understood martial arts is way bigger than this, okay? Of course, sometimes it's about to beat people, but it's a funny time, okay? But it's not only this. We have a lot of teachings to bring to people, a lot of things, okay? Great things. So let's move. My work is this nowadays. I'm just traveling to the world, send my message. And I'm talking about pressure. And the first time that Vitor invited me, my legs are shaking. And are shaking right now as well, okay? And I could simply decline. Because I don't master English to speak correctly, okay? But I took this challenge. Hey, I have to change myself because martial arts told me that. Always seek for to be a better person. You don't speak English, make your movement, find a way. And I dive into the English to be able to be here today and at least express myself and send my message. Because if I want to be a better teacher, if I want to be a better person, if I want to serve better, if I want to contribute to each one of you, if today I can touch at least one among you, my work is done. Because I'm here to serve. And speaking English, I can serve better. And why? Because everybody speaks English. The whole world speaks English. Except those guys, I don't know why. French people, it's impossible. I can't understand that. Every time I went to French. The last time I was in Chamonix to a snowboard session, I got the lobby, the hotel. I called the manager. Hey, do you speak some English? No, I can't speak any English. I'm like, but you already did. Just keep going. Just keep going. No, I'm not speaking English. I don't understand. But the point is, if I can express myself in English, I can reach everybody, okay? And I will certainly be a better teacher. Okay, so let's move, okay. Let's start this right, okay? Welcome everybody. It's a huge pleasure being here. I want to say thanks to Vitor for inviting me again, Captain Vu to get me here too, okay? And congrats all of you to being here today and choose to get a little bit more of knowledge, our greatest power, okay? But before I start, I remember this right now, it's very important. I must warn you something. I believe at this point it's gonna be a shock, okay? But English is not my first language. So why are you laughing? You know, you probably look at me for like, hey, this guy must be a Canadian or, you know, Australian because he has a light accent. I see your eyes, okay? But, okay, so let's move understanding how this system was created, okay? Let's assume a guy who, this is my book. That's why I'm here, okay? I wrote a book, it's a best-selling. It's on Amazon. I can do this? Merchandise? No, okay. Okay, so what is a black belt mind, okay? It's me, and me. Okay, as a martial art master, but I prefer the term learner because I'm still learning every day, okay? In 4 different disciplines, having a great success in my professional career. I won 22 times the Brazilian National Championship. I won 2 gold medals in Pan American Championship. 5 times I was the runner-up, the silver medal in World Championships, and I don't know why I'm keep talking about this because it's kind of embarrassed. 5 times I was the runner-up. I didn't make it. You know, when I got my first silver medal, I called to my daddy, hey, Daddy, I got the silver medal. And he said, oh, great, you nailed, didn't you? Tell me something. Did you was the last guy to be defeated? Yes, yes. But, you know, instead of get this as a bad thing, this make me think. Yes, in fact, I was the last guy to be defeated. The last one, the champion, beat me, okay? But did I was the last guy to be defeated in fact? I don't think so. And why? Because I did everything I could. I put everything in the process. I give my best, I give my all. The other guy just did better. I left nothing outside. I put everything inside. And that gives me the sense of accomplishment. I do my best. If I have more to do and I didn't do it, probably I will fail. I'm failure. Because I don't give my best, but I give my best. And beyond of this taught me an important lesson. And after this competition time, I brought this teaching to my coaching career. And I have the honor of training 2 UFC legends, Lyoto Machida and Vitor Belfort, those guys. Not 2 runners-up, 2 real champions, okay? And I also could help many people, you know, thousands of people, to radically transform their lives through the understanding that discipline can bring you to another level, okay? And to understanding how to strive under pressure, how to keep their minds strong to overcome the pressure of the outside world, okay? So, in martial arts, commitment is one of the most important things. Commitment and respect. And I believe in military forces as well. You must to be committed, okay? So we use that little Japanese word, os. That means put yourself under pressure and hold on. Don't complain. Put yourself under pressure and just hold on, okay? We use that word all the time to remind us our commitment. All the time we say that, all the time. You probably heard that in a movie or whatever. If you go to a dojo, os, it means put yourself on pressure and hold on, okay? Let me tell you a story, a true story, okay? This is sometimes can change your way of thinking. Of course, it don't need to be us. It's a mental thing, okay? You can create, because the whole world, the world that exists, really exists, only exists inside your head. Forget about the way you see the world is different the way I see the world. Each one of us have a unique word inside our head, okay? And you can create whatever you want. You can create whatever you want in your life. You can build it step by step. And we use that word in martial arts to always remind us, okay? Keep moving, go forward. Don't stop, don't give it up, okay? And once in my competition time when I was an athlete, I have a Japanese coach, a crazy guy, okay? And after a 12 hours training, 12 hours in one day, we trained 12 hours. He dismissed everybody else and looked at me, hey, Vinicius, stay there. I want to see you again. And in that precisely moment, I start to think, hey, this guy's crazy. I'm done. I'm finished here. I have no legs. I'm shaking. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. And start, a mental litany, blah, 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 blah. And then I start to complain, hey, sensei, hey, it's not fair. You dismiss everybody. Everybody gonna rest. I want to see your kata again. You know what kata is? It's a set of movement when we put a lot of strength, power, speed, and I'm really finished. I'm really done. So I start to feel, kind of wronged. Hey, it's not fair. He dismissed everybody. Why me? Yeah, complain, and the Japanese said, hey, just shut up. Shut up. Answer me one question. Just one question. And then you can go or you can stay. I don't care. It's a simple question. It changed my life forever, okay? Are you prepared for the question? It's a stupid question, but he asked me, if this build caught fire right now, would you burn to death or you jump out of the window? I said, of course I would jump. I don't want to die. And it's amazing how it's all within us. In the very precisely moment when I start to say, of course I will jump, my mind is changed. Hey, yes, you have the energy, you have the power. You can, run and jump out of the window and run as fast as you can. So why you complain that much? Why you crying like a sissy, like a girl, oh, tiny little girl, oh, I'm tired. It's a mental litany, okay? And if you allowed, this will break you down. So from that moment, I've understood I can't control it. I can't control it. Every one of us have these moments when we feel, wronged, tired, broken, desperate. Every one of us. I still have in these moments. But every time that mental litany start to blah, blah, blah in my mind, hey, just shut up. Shut up. I don't want to hear you. I have the power, because at that moment I have no energy at all. And suddenly I feel my body loading for a huge energy. Huge energy. Where this energy come from? Where? From nowhere. It's already here inside us. It's inside our mind, our heart, and our soul. If we keep our thoughts in the right direction, we can control it. Okay? It's our thoughts. It's nobody else's thoughts. It's our thoughts. We can't control. Just shut up. Or you can assume the control and start to create, instead of monologue, a dialogue. Ask why you feel wrong then. Could be a pleasure, sensei looking only at you. Why you feel that tired? You have energy. You train your entire life. So you can control the narrative and drive it to a place where you want to be, where you feel that you are capable of doing anything. It's all inside our head. It's not about food. It's not about how much you train. It's not about this. It's all about inside your head. Do you notice that there's days when we lay down on the couch, binge watch TV shows the entire day, eating each half hour, and we feel tired? How you are tired? How are you supposed to be tired if you just lay down, spend no energy, and eat all the time, eating all the time? Because it's here. It's not in your body. Okay? You have the energy, you have the fuel. You are resting, but you feel tired because the tired is here. Okay? So, in that situation, I, like a crazy guy, said, oh! And I did one of the best katas that I ever did in my entire life. It's a shame no one taped that, record that, because I probably would be the champion instead of the runner-up. Okay? Because I bring everything I have. So, creating for yourself a kind of leverage, to put yourself in the best way, in the good way all the time. Because we all have this power. We all have this power, okay? So let me show you how they build. This is kata. Me 30 years ago. A skinny guy, different guy, okay? That's what I'm talking about, the enemy within. And Kaizen is a philosophy that we use in martial arts constantly. What is Kaizen? It's quite common today. Nowadays you heard about this, or you read in some book of self, how do I say that? Autoajuda? Self-improvement, okay? Kaizen. They took this word and bring to our word. What is Kaizen? Kaizen is not about comparing yourself of anybody. You are a unique human being. And that is your greatest power. You are unique. No one can be yourself, No one can play your role. No one. So Kaizen is about today better than yesterday, and tomorrow better than today. 1%. Doesn't matter. 2%, 10%, whatever. But you only compare yourself with yourself. Okay? And searching all the time for getting better. And how they put this in a system. They use samurai philosophy first, okay? For samurai, the sword and people are the same. So, let's understand the samurai sword. It's a unique weapon, okay? To be a great weapon and to the samurai accept this weapon, first has a huge test. The steel go to high temperatures and they hit it 1,000 times with a hammer and stretch the steel to its limits, and then they bend. And they do it again. hammer out again, stretch the metal, and bend. As much time you can bend, as better the sword. And what does that mean? As much pressure the sword withstands during the forging, as greater the pressure it will withstand during battle. You know what I mean? So it's the same for us. As much pressure you put on yourself in your forging time, in your forging process, I mean study, training, nutrition, preparation, hard work, contribution, whatever. As much pressure you put on yourself to do the right thing, as greater the pressure you can handle in your climb to the success, in the climb of a good life, or feeling good, okay? So they create a system step by step. Why? Because they knew if they put a big challenge, since from beginning the most of people will retreat because, you know, we have afraid of big change. We have afraid of big steps. But little steps, it's more comfortable. So they created systems with belts. So let's assume a guy who went to a dojo to learn martial arts, okay? He looked for the black belt and thought, why? This guy is amazing, it's incredible, it's blah, blah, blah. Because we have this emotional register about black belts. We saw Bruce Lee, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Jack Chan, whatever, doing a lot of, you know, impossible things. And we have that kind of emotion register. And we, deep inside, we wish to be like those guys. But what we look first, we saw many white belts, the second belt. And we see white belt doing awkward stuff because they are beginners. So you think, hey, I can do that. It's not that difficult. So, okay, he got the courage, the first virtue, the courage to start. I will start. Of course, there are crazy people who went there and challenged the black belts and want to be a black belt since from beginning. But the most of us remember, martial arts are created not to soldiers. It comes from soldiers. It's for normal, regular people. And the most of us want to do step by step, okay? So they create that system, step by step. And the best thing in the system, as soon as you get the yellow belt, the first belt, you know, instantly start to think, what am I have to do to get the next belt? What am I have to do to improve myself, to get better? Why, you know, the tools I must to acquire to reach the next level. What is that? Kaizen, self-improvement. And it's amazing to see how yellow belts felt. They walk in through the dojo with a big chest, you know, like they are Jack Chan or Van Damme, and they try to teach every other's white belt. Hey, don't put your hand like this. Hey, put your posture like that. Hey, put your feet like. It's amazing because they already understand the meaning. You receive and you give back. It's amazing. And the funny thing, you keep doing this for years because it takes too long to reach the black belt. Sometimes it's about 8, 12 years. It's almost 2 graduate times. Took too long to get there. And if you understand the process, if you really understand the process, you will figure out that you never need to stop to develop yourself in any area of your life. You know what I mean? You can improve yourself in your relationships, in your job, in your health, step by step, little steps. We call it Kodawari. Kodawari means step by step. If you want to get there, do the first step. Don't, concern about how long it is, how time it's gonna take. Just do your first movement, because only the action can put you in the way. Thinking about, forget it. What is the first word that comes right after trying? I'm trying to do this, but I'm trying eating better, but I'm trying work out every day, but I try to study every day, but nobody who trying reach nothing. Do it. Don't try it. Do it. Just do it. Oh, but I have no conditions to do it. Do it the best you can, what the conditions you have right now, until you have better conditions to do it better. What is the problem? People stuck. Oh, I have no conditions. I have no money. I have no resource. Hey, God gives you the ultimate tool. Your brain, your heart, your soul. You can create whatever the resource you want. You can't create. It's in your hands, okay? So, the guy who reached that level, it's not a technical level, it's an understanding level. He got a black belt mind because he understands. I can do whatever I want. I can bring health. I'm nearly the 60. I have 59 years old, and I'm still doing the same things I do at 80. I surf big waves, I do snowboard, I'm fighting with guys 30 years younger than me. I'm still doing. Why? Because I'm disciplined. Every day I use the Bushido as my compass. I use the Bushido as a way to understand and to move through life. They taught us about courage, honor, loyalty, but they also taught us how to feed and training our body, how to training our mind, and how to discipline our soul. Because discipline is, so deep. It's soul thing. It's not, it's not an empty word. Discipline is powerful. And if you got that, you got everything, okay? This is the most important message inside the martial arts. And we have this in our life. We just have to find out, okay? To seek for this, okay? So, let's move. Okay, that's why I used to say that. I always say that. The true black belt is not something that you earn or achieve. It's something that you become. It's a transformation that happened to you. When you understand the real meaning, it's not about to beat up people, okay? Sometimes it is, but it's not about this. It's about to create an internal pressure to overcome the outside world pressure, because pressure can make you better like a sword. But if you haven't enough pressure inside yourself, the outside pressure will smash you. You can handle with pressure if you don't put pressure on yourself. If you don't, if you lose that feeling during the path, okay? So that's very important to understand in martial arts. So, how can I build a black belt mind? How can I do this? Okay? Set goals. Set goals to yourself. Make self-appointments, if I may say. Okay? And accomplish them. Always. Never break your word to yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, you don't believe in anyone else. You know what I mean? So if you set a time to wake up next morning, doesn't matter the hour, doesn't matter the time you set, just wake up. If you touch the snooze keys, you lose. You start your day with a defeat. If it was a competition, was Hari for the other guy, okay? The clock win over you. And maybe you can think, this is not important. Yes, every single victory counts. If you want to have a victorious life, every single victory counts, because victory is an habit, so is defeat. If you used to be defeated in a, few time, I can precisely how much time you start to use. It's normal. It's no problem. It's no problem. And our brain can separate big victories from little victories, big defeats from little defeats. If you used to be defeated every day, you're going to be defeated your entire life. And the worst part, you don't even care. Okay? You don't even care. So, bring knowledge to your life, because everything that you don't have in your life is because of something that you don't know yet. You already stopped to think about this. Everything that I wish in my life, if I don't have, it's because of something that I don't know. In every kind of profession. We have lawyers that work for the lunch. We have lawyers who made millions. Why? It's the same profession. We have doctors who work all day in hospitals doing, amazing job, but a heavy job. And we have another doctors that have their own clinics that make millions. How it's possible? The way you think, the way you work, the knowledge you bring to your life. This is the difference, okay? So, set goals to yourself. Read every day, 10 pages. Remember, Kadawari, little step, 10 pages. It's ridiculous. It's not 10,000 pages. And if you think in the whole pictures, in 1 year, you're going to read 3,650 pages. It's 10 books of 300 or 365 pages. You can educate yourself in whatever the subject you choose. It's up to you. It's not about the word. Oh, the word is unfair. No, it's up to you. You can read. We have, nowadays, we have this tool. I used to say this is like a knife. You can cut your barbecue or you can stab your neighbor. You decide what you want to do with this. You can bring knowledge to you. You can train your body. You can choose your food. This is all in your hands. The other stuff, forget about. I can control my son, my wife. My wife control me. Yeah, it's a clever thing to do. It's a strategy, Okay, honey, you are right. Okay, but I can't control nothing outside myself. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. But I can control everything inside me. I can control. If I said to Vitor, eat better, forget about it. But I can say, Vinicio, eat better, and I eat better. Vinicio, go every day to work out. Create some muscles, because we need muscles. There's a turning point in our lives, metabolic shifting, okay? When we start to break down muscles. It's called sarcopenia. For women, it hits about 35 to 45, and still, unfortunately, still. For men, it hit us 35 to 45 years, and then stop a little bit, and then become again at 60, okay? So we have the most effective to fight against it, okay? It calls lifting weights. Lifting weights. You can stop that process and even reverse. You can reverse that process and build muscles, because we need muscles to live. We need muscles. Our muscles are the foundations of any body movement. So if you want freedom, if you want independence, if you want to take care of your life by yourself, you know, don't depend on anyone. If you can sit down and stand up a million of times, if you want to do positions like this just to rest, it's easy. Stay here for 1 hour. I'm resting here. But people had a lot of difficulty to do this. Why? Because they just stopped the training. Because every baby can do this. Each one of us was capable to do this. But we stopped training our bodies and we lose the control, okay? But never is late to begin again. Never is late to start. I have students they start at 60 and nowadays at 80s they are better than 60. I'm better right now than 15 years ago because I changed my mentality, I changed my mind, the way I eat, the way I train, the way I sleep. And it's amazing how the ancient samurais thought about this. They already knew you must to training your body, you must to take care about your food. They call rational nutrition. Why? Because nowadays we heard a lot this. Psychologists, nutritionists, they thought, hey, you eating your emotions. Yes, that's it. You eat to soft pain, anxiety, and emotional distress. But food is our fuel, is our source of energy, okay? And as less unprocessed it is, as better the food, okay? So, of course, eating is a pleasure act, but instead of seeking pleasure in every meal, we should aim for more effective food. And sometimes have pleasure. What's the problem? No problem, okay? They talk about, this is the most important, positive thoughts. And we already talked about this, but it's very important to say that again. What do you think? Build your word, okay? What do you think? I can tell you that from my experience. I changed my entire life when I changed the way I think, when I changed everything inside my mind, and I learned how to stop the litany, the mental litany, and if you allowed me, the mental bullshit, because it's bullshit, okay? It's only blah, 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 blah. When we hear someone complain, blah, 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 what we say? Hey, it's blah, 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 stop. But when we heard our own mind doing this, oh, I'm a poor guy, poor of me, oh, I'm a wrong lad, I'm weak. So change it, Disconnect yourself from your deep emotion and step back and look at you and change it. What I can change in myself to become better, okay? It's in your hands, in your hands. So, to finish, of course, this is about success, okay? But success have different perceptions, different meanings for each one of us, okay? But in general terms, it's very easy to understand what is success. At 1 year old, what is a success for a human being? Stand up and be able to walk by yourself. Hey, I got it, I can walk. Baby, do this at 1 year. At 2 years old, don't poop in your pants. Stop the diapers, I can control myself. It's a victory, it's a success. At 14 years old, be popular. You are the guy, everybody loves you, they invite you to every party, you feel amazing. At 20, have sex. I'm the man, I have the sex all the time, I can, hang out and have sex. It's amazing. Okay, at 40, have money. You understand the game. You are the boss right now. I make money. Yes, I'm the man. At 60, you still have money because you don't spend all your money, educating your kids or with your house or everything else. You really understand the game, and you can put your money to work to you. So you're still the man, you have money. At 70, have sex. It's very difficult. Yeah, it's very difficult at 70. At 80, have friends. Everybody die at 80. I have no friends. So you still have friends? Okay, it's a huge success. At 90, don't poop in your pants. Yes, no diaper for me. I'm still in control. Okay, and at 95, if you have luck, 100, be able to walk by yourself. So the thing is, everything in our hands, okay? Of course, we can't control freak accidents. It's not in our hands, but everything that inside us, we can control. You can build and strengthen body. The most of my friends at my age, I called, hey, let's go surfing. Oh, you are crazy. There are big waves there. I will drown. No, you can't. I take care about you. No. Oh, no, my belly don't allow me. I can't lay down on the board, anymore. Oh, my knees is better. Why I can still do everything that makes me me. Because we only stop to do that kind of stuff when we feel no more pleasure. I used to surf. Unfortunately, I haven't. I have, but Vitor took it back. A photograph surfing. Do you see? I surf not like a pro, but I do strong maneuvers. I face big waves without any fear. Why? Because I build that. It's not for free, I build that confidence. I know I have the conditions. I know my body can do this, Why I took the challenge to learn English as fast as I can, and I did this in months, because I believe in my capacity. I believe that God gave me the primary resource, this. So I go forward, So the thing is, you are here and you have a limited amount of time to live in. And no one knows how much time it is. No one. Can be a century, can be a month. You never know. So, what is your job here? Why do you come here to do it? Get everything you can. And don't try to reach your highest level as a human being. Because in the end of the day, our work here is about 5 hours. Live, love, learn, and leave a legacy. And I hope sincerely that today I can contribute to all of you to get a highest level in your life, okay? So thank you very much. So as we schedule, we're gonna open to some questions, okay? And you feel free to ask me anything, okay? Us. Question? No questions?
Yes, your diet.
My diet. So I use my body as a, motion laboratory. I always test everything. I don't trust in any doctor. I'm sorry if there's one doctor here. I don't trust. Why? Because I learned to not live my life in the hands of the others. No one. No, doesn't matter how specialist you are. I will hear you, okay? I will take your information and I will find others' answers. You know what I mean? So I have a cholesterol. You're gonna laugh right now. My cholesterol 3 months ago reached 1,025. 1,000, not 100. 1,000. The medical community said if you over the 200, you have to take medicine. I always have over the 200s. At 20s, I have 270. At 30, 300. At 40s, I wake up in the morning, look at the clock, and hey, I can see the clock. What is happening? And I got a letter from my insurance, health insurance, and they doubled the price. Whoa, this is 40s. And then I test my blood, 500. Everything is just jump. And I have even one artery blocked. Even one. Everything is clear. I can do whatever I want. I can go whatever and whenever I want. I do everything and I don't take even one medicine. Even one. Only supplements. Okay? So, I test. Last year, I tested 6 months of carnivore diet. And I felt in the best shape in my entire life. I felt, amazing. My mind was clear. I have power, I have strength, I have clarity in my mind. Everything. But I also, because I don't trust doctors, I also study all the time about this kind of diet. And I discovered through this diet, in my specific case, I have a dysfunction in my liver that when I'm totally without carbohydrates, my liver produces sugar to give me strength, to give me power, because we need sugar. Everything we eat becomes sugar, okay? So I must just give a sign to my body that, hey, there's carbo here, no problem. Though, because it's a kind of alert system. When I took all the carbs, my liver started to produce sugar too much. So if I just, a hand of blueberries, some nuts, just few carbs, my liver, okay, no problem, go ahead. And I feel great, I do this. So nowadays I do the ketogenic, diet. I eat twice a day, just twice. I used to eat 6 portions, 6 every day. And I always think, hey, I need food to energy. I need to eat. I can't do this because I haven't eaten yet, so I will be weak. Mental litany. I eat twice a day, small portions, and I feel great. I have lean muscles. I have everything, okay? We don't need that much food. When we are in the caves, do you really think that we eat every 3 hours? No. You must go out and hunting, okay? And nobody look for a broccolis. Nobody. Forget about, hey, let's find a strawberry. I'm starving. No. They look for meat because we need meat. Because in our muscles, we have everything we need. Everything. Every mineral, every nutrient that you need are in your muscles. So, in the cow, in the whatever the animal, and the funny thing, you can eat any kind of animal, but you can't eat more than 700 species of plants. Plants make gas, diverticulite. Sabe diverticulite, aquela que você tem? Como é que se fala? Diverticulite. Many diseases come from plants. Sorry, I stood that all my life, And despite my cholesterol, I eat only protein and fat, a little bit of carbo, just to balance my dysfunction, my personal dysfunction. I have students that eat only meat, eggs, and cheese, and they have 160 of cholesterol. You know, it's my problem. It's not a, you know, everybody problem. So my diet is that. And it's amazing how free you feel, because eating twice a day, I have no problem with eating, you know. Oh, what am I have to eat at the lunch, you know, in the middle of the day, at night? No, I never dinner. Only when I hang out with my wife, you know, or yesterday, Victor weighed me, oh, let's gonna have some dinner. But in my normal life, only breakfast. So, but I always took the breakfast after training. The first 2 hours of the day is entirely for me, entirely. I don't pick up my phone. I don't answer anyone. I understood that I must come first. I am the most important thing in my life, important person in my life. Nobody can come before me. Son, wife, mother, dad. Why? Because if I'm not a whole like I have to be, I can do a good son, a good father, a good husband. So I understood that. I must to come first. I must to take care of myself first, every day. You know, every time I went into an airplane, I always get that lesson, you know. When, in case of depressurizing the cabin, mask of oxygen will fall from the ceiling, and blah, blah, blah. And before helping children and people, anyone else, put your mask on first. Why? Because this is life. You can't help anyone if you are the one who's suffocating. You know what I mean? So if you don't treat you well, as better as you can treat anybody well. Okay? That's it. The questions about my diet, but I used to put more elements.
So what
Anything?
Is that at Terra here, you guys are all set. There's a lot of cow, there's a lot of protein.
Yes. Here in Azores, great cows because they are grass-fed. It's amazing, okay? You see, in my primary speech, I prepared something about food for you guys. But I have to change because Vidor asked me to change a little bit. But when you see white lion or white cow or white cat, whatever, you see the difference. It can't be the same species, but it is. And it's totally different. We're supposed to look like this. If we are fat, it's not a way of living. It's not about, you know, I don't know the word here. In Brazil, they say gordophobia. How do we say that in? Fat phobia. It's not about this, guys. It's about your health, your life quality. It's about to understand that if you have a wild animal and a domestic animal, you will see the difference instantly. The wild animal is strong, full of veins, you know. It's smart, it's have agility, and the other ones is slow, or in bad mood, you know, slowly, walking slowly and lay down and sleeping all day long. Why? Because they eat the wrong food. Portion is not good food. They said that is a good food, but it's not. It's a bad food. Okay? What the nature provide us, this is a bad food. It's a good food. Okay? And what nature provide us? Meat, animals everywhere. you have plants? Yeah, a few ones. Because if you eat something that don't make you feel good, you have to stop it. But the human always find a way to make more tasty. They change. Broccoli even is a plant. Broccoli is made of man. Man changed the cauliflower and created, but we don't like too much broccoli, okay? Yes, it's not that much. Tomatoes, it used to be small and have, it's not, tasty, and they change it to become tasty, okay? Because we need to feed billions of people. So it's not on purpose to kill us, but if you go back centuries ago, millennia ago, you're gonna see in Sumeria, Egypt, Greek, Roman, you're gonna see meat is only for the nobles. Only the high society eat meat. If you're hunting in the lands of the king, you'll be hanged. You know what I mean? So why this? Because they knew it. The best food for us is animal food, natural animal food. We have cows, they eat portion. And why they give portion to cows? For the cows get fat. And the fat is very tasty. So they do that, okay?
There's many people who want to better self-improvement, and they always buy the tools or the equipment, the best things available to better themselves. But they always seem to have the excuse not to use the tools and not to better themselves. What do you say to those of us who are like that, who want to better themselves but always find the excuse?
Yes, probably the most of our excuse become for our emotional register, okay? We have beliefs that drive us. And you can change your beliefs. How? Like I said in the beginning, you step out your life and try to see the whole picture, because it's so easy to advise some friend, isn't it? If you see a friend of yours doing something wrong, you can, hey, don't do this, do like this. It's easy, but when it's about us, it's very difficult because we are emotion involved. Okay, so sometimes you must step out of your life and look as a whole, what I'm doing. And every time you will do something, you ask yourself, this, what I'm doing right now, put me on the way to my wishes, to my deep desires, or put me away. And you have your answer right now, The most of people don't ask. They just do it. Because we are in an automatic mode. The world push this on us all the time, cell phones, computers, the information, strike us all the time. Everything is very fast. I'm a fortune guy because I was analog and now I'm digital, so I can cross the two words without any stress. I can live without my phone. My wife doesn't understand that. How you can leave your phone at home, and live without the phone? I don't need that. And I work with my cell phone. I have a lot of business there, but I can release myself, especially when I take care of myself in my time. I always have a time for me. Okay? Anyone else? No? Vitor? So, it's impossible to have no questions. I have a lot of.
Do you want to do the test?
Well, we can do the test. You have the PDF? Yes. Okay, go ahead.
What would you say your why is? Like, what would you say?
I'm sorry, why?
What's your why? Like, why do you get up every morning to do the thing?
Okay, I got it. Yes, this is amazing question. Thank you so much for. Like I said, in Japanese culture, they have a philosophy they call ikigai. What is ikigai? Ikigai is the meaning of your life. But instead, you can find meaning in your life. You don't need to, oh, I want to be a movie star. I want to be the guy who cured the cancer. No, you can work in a drugstore and do an excellent job, having people and really help them. A mom desperate, oh, my son got sick, and hey, calm down, man, calm down. Hey, this medicine is very good, and your kid gonna be okay? Calm down, take a breath, and you are doing great work. Why? Because you are, helping people. We are social animals. It's our instinct to help, So when you find a way to help through your work, doesn't matter in what you work. If you find a way to help people, you're gonna find your why, okay? And when your why is strong, you already heard that, the how is easy, okay? Because you have, my purpose is show people how you can be healthy, smart, fast, everything. Well, succeed, at my age, everything, whole package. Because people say, hey, if you make money, you're getting fat. Oh, it's not right. You can do the both. Okay? Oh, I can, I don't need to wake up 5. I wake up every day 4.5. Why? Just why I can. That's why I want to have more time. Everybody has 24 hours. And everybody wake up 6 or 7. I have 2 or 3 more hours in my day. Oh, that's it. White lion. Look the difference. The zoo lion. Bad food, no hunting, bad cortisol, very stressed and tired. The other one is a good guy. The white cow, beef cattle. See the difference? One is, okay? White cat, Garfield. I got my point. Okay, thank you very much for coming. That's it, okay? So my question is, are you feel free like those animals? Or you are a slave of your wishes, okay? And true freedom, like I said, is only born from discipline. Look at this guy. Nearly to 60. Feel exactly like I used to feel when I was 18, 20, 30, 35, 40, and still, I will do that my entire life. So, nobody gonna help me to, stand up. What is the point to live until you can't stand up by yourself after hitting the John? What is the point? What is the point to live long if you have no health? If you have no freedom, because this is freedom. I can do whatever I want. Doesn't matter. Whatever I want, I choose it. I can do. So that is the point. So let's gonna see. That's me. You can see now a closer picture because people sometimes, hey, is that you? Yes. Take a look. White beard, a few hairs. That's me. A lot of muscles, doing strong maneuver. That's my way of living. I do this all the time. Victor know me. I used to go to a seminar and fight against 5, 10 guys, 15 guys. I don't care. And 20, 30 years younger than me. I used to say, I'm not getting older, I'm aged. Like a cheese or wine, I'm aged, I'm getting better. So let's gonna see the questions. This is the questions, okay? The samurai self-inventory. Try to respond that and score yourself between 1 and 5 to each question, okay? And we're gonna see the result. You can read. It's
Yeah, I can read. So, question number 1 is, how many hours of sleep did you get per night last week? So, from 1 to 5, just rate yourself. 5 being the best you could do, and 1 being the lowest. The second question is, when was your last natural unprocessed meal?
ooh,
Like some,
that's a good question.
no French fries, no soda, nothing. When was the last time you ate a meal that was,
Clean meal.
either a plant or an animal?
Does this morning's breakfast count?
French soap.
But you have eggs, and if you find bacon with no preservative, it's very good, okay?
It's the French toast and the pancakes that get you. Question 3 is, do you feel energized when you wake up? Rate yourself 5 if you're very energized. 1 if you hit the snooze on the alarm 5 times. Question 4 is, when was the last time you did something to take care of your mind? Not your body, your mind this time. When was the last time you...
You all should write 5 right now.
And question 5 is, if you had to defend yourself or your family right now, could you do it?
With your hands, using your body, not weapons. It's easy.
How would you rate yourself from 1 to 5?
That's 5? Oh, it's cute, bro.
It depends. Against who? Against a little cockroach?
Against
The cockroach.
against the bear. Oh, well, against the bear.
Communist?
No, just
I saw a video a few days ago. A lady just pick up their baby, her baby, put in the o carrinho, stroller, and then when she closed the door, the stroller just go downhill, and the lady tried to run and fall once, and tried to stand up, fall 2, and the troll is go to the cross, and a car gonna crash, and another guy just fell, catch the stroller. So this impact me a lot. It's a young lady, but it's so heavy, so over their natural weight, She just couldn't. She tried. You see the desperate, try to stand up and falling again and see their baby just going to death. That's the question, That's the question. If you have to defend your family or yourself in a crazy situation, you feel prepared. You got it? So, if you, I don't want to judge anyone.
Now add all the points that you have from all 5 questions.
A score below 13.5, it's time to realign, okay? Your energy, clarity, your resilience may be compromised, okay? Score between 30.5 and 20, satisfactory, okay? But it's not the best you can. And above 20, excellent, okay? And keep going, keep going with the good work, okay? A few adjustments, little steps, okay? That's it. It's very, okay. That's the point I'm talking to you in Bushido, rational nutritional. So, doesn't matter if there are pancakes there. I'll choose if I pick up the pancakes or not. You can decide if Vitor will put pancakes there. But you can decide. Remember, It's outside your control. Hey, Vitor, don't put pancakes. Oh, never mind, people love pancakes. So, what's your name?
Ferruli. Ferruli.
Taruli, don't pick up the pancakes. I can do it. Oh, wow. Okay? That's it. That's it. You know? You can choose. You can choose. It's all in your hands. Always.
My wife calls me Pansudu.
Pansudo, yes. Pansudo é pouco de...
So I look like
A little
you,
belly.
but I have some protection on top.
Okay. Okay. Functional physical training, what is that? It's a smart training. It's not about burning out, you know, it's not about push to the limits all the time. It's about to create a body that can, you know, go through life easier, you know, with some, you know, agility, mobility, you know. You don't need to be an Arnold Schwarzenegger and lift weights and build big muscles. I haven't big muscles. I just a skinny guy who have muscles as well, okay? Because I treat my body in a smart way because I'm almost 60 years old guy. So if I try to train like a young kid, I will damage myself, okay? I can perform like a young man, but I can't train like a young man because my body has 60 years old. Okay, so I must to training smart. That's it. That samurais taught us. Okay, positivity is the key for a long life. Okay, hygiene and self-care is very important, and rest and sleep. I don't know if you already see the Schwarzenegger speech. They said, if you sleep 8 hours, sleep faster. He said, sleep faster. Okay, but if you don't feel good sleeping faster, sleep slower, because, you know, we need 7 to 9 hours to recover our body. Okay, our brain do a complete update system during sleep time, and less than seven hours, the most of us can do this, you know. So take your time, you know, and more important, create some ritual before go to bed. Stay away from this, you know. This is poison, okay? The light, everything. If you can, choose to not eat before go to bed, okay? Choose not eat. Why? Because, like I said, the brain do a update system. If you have a program open, you can do the update. You have to close the app first and then start it. It's the same thing. You are digesting food. So your brain wait, and when you stop to digesting, okay, update, and you have less hours to do your job, okay? So if you can avoid, especially have food, you know, like a feijoada, brasileira, feijoada is a very heavy food, okay? Skip that, you know, breakfast, lunch, that's okay. If in the beginning, if you feel starving, in the middle of the afternoon, you eat something. And then you just train your mind to, hey, hang on. Tomorrow we'll eat again, okay? And, you know, in my case, it was very fast. I do 60 hours of fasting, no problem at all. And I can do everything. I can work out, I can serve, I can train, study. For studying, it's the best. My mind is a kind of, I'm hunting, you know, I need to find my food. So I have very clarity in my mind, okay? So that's it.